combining the best of social media postings when you're supposed to be picking up your kid from a birthday party, Landman, and the radio technique of teasing, all to bring you now, at long last, how Joe Thomas stole a page out of Barry Alvarez's playbook to fix Badger football.
He said the whole playbook, by the way.
He did.
My
Joe
playbook.
said it right.
I'll tell you something. Search committees don't hire. I don't hire search committees. Search committees hire me.
Go boon a bar.
A couple of the
Joe,
all-time great quotes.
He's got a few of them. You better get season tickets now because before long you won't be able to get them. Joe, there's another good one.
That's good.
So Joe, fix Badger football for us in 4 minutes or less.
Are we rolling the tape? Or are we having me talk?
No, do it live.
Oh, I thought you had a great.
We'll do it live.
A great producer would probably have a nice little highlight.
No,
cut up.
Jesse
Boom,
doesn't.
boom, boom.
Jesse doesn't
Well,
believe
that's
in
right.
playing audio. It's not.
Yeah. So we'll start with just one
bad.
thing
I
here,
apologize,
right?
Jesse, my bad.
And I think this is the thing that maybe has peeved the most Wisconsin fans from the state is the thing that's always made Wisconsin football unique and special and great and given us so much pride as fans is you've always had that wall around the state. You've always recruited and kept home the guys that were here. And you would take chances on guys that are maybe borderline tweeners. You're not sure if they can make it or not because they're from Wisconsin. Because you know you're going to get that little extra effort from them in the fourth quarter when things are tough and everybody else is cutting and running because it means more. They grew up with that W on their hat. They grew up watching games as a kid. And they're not somebody that's going to give up when things get hard, whether that be training camp, off-season training, when they're trying to run you up and down those stadiums and trying to wear you out and steal your soul, or whether that be in the fourth quarter in a tough, tight game where you're beat up, you're tired, you're hurt, things are maybe not looking so great, you're down by 14 or 7, you keep fighting. Those are the guys that are from the state. And I think we took our eye off that ball a little bit with how we're recruiting. Tausch, you would know way more about the program than I do, but we let way too many good players in the state of Wisconsin leave because I think we were focused on recruiting nationally and trying to move our program to that next level in everybody's eyes to be able to compete consistently with Ohio State, Michigan, Texas, Alabama, those teams. And so we were trying to recruit those guys, and because you only have so much time, if you're spending a lot of time recruiting those guys, you're neglecting the guys that are under your nose. And when you don't have the money and you don't have the historical prestige to compete with Ohio State, Texas for those recruits, when you lose out, now you've been spending your time on a guy that you lost. And then now those guys in state are going, well, yeah, it's great that you offered me and now all of a sudden you're my best friend.
I didn't feel that love from the
But I
jump.
didn't feel that love.
Yep. Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Yeah. Jason, what do you got?
My thoughts are that I don't have the answers because I'm not the Hall of Famer that you are or the influencer that Tausch is. I had my thoughts, and I certainly was put in the bad cop situation with the athletic director, who, again, I thought
Did you say bad cop or journalistic? I mean, you did your job as a journalist,
well,
and you did a great job.
There were some people that described my role was to be the bad cop, and I was happy to do that
you did a good
because
job.
I am a journalist. But my issue with Barry and my issue, frankly, Joseph, with you.
Ooh.
Give it to me.
Yeah,
I
get
like it.
after
Here
it.
we go.
That's how you
Let's
get
throw
to the
down.
best
Fight, let's
decisions,
go.
right?
No, I'm definitely not. There is no fighting. But my issue is it doesn't feel like there's any view, and again, I don't want to be harshly critical of Chris McIntosh, but you guys are talking about a world that doesn't exist as much anymore, right, in college football? And on the other side, what I keep hearing from the world that does exist is we just need to spend more money, right? More support, pledging more support. Somewhere in between the old school world that Barry lives in, which, look, I understand that there was like cheating going on under the table, like blue chips, and Matt Nover getting his big tractor, and Shaq and Penny getting paid off. But at least in that system, you kind of knew what you were up against. if there's not a salary cap for schools, if there are not more limitations on whatever, then it's going to be the college football version of baseball, where the haves and the have-nots, there are going to be times when it seems like the Brewers can do what they did, but it's not going to be frequent. It's going to be the same teams all the time. Alabama, Ohio State, all of those. So I would like to see some better plan that it's not just an arms race that, Oregon has Nike money and now Indiana has Mark Cuban money. I don't want it to be that. And I know you have worked to try with the NIL part of this to make it more effective. And I appreciate that. But do we see a point where college football can do what the NFL has successfully done, which is so many of its teams enter the year thinking they've got a chance?
Yes, Joe, you are called upon.
So I think the difference here, Wilde, Tausch, Jesse, do any of us not agree that we think college football should have some type of a salary cap?
Yes,
so
of course they should.
The paying of the players is more equal.
Yes.
So what are we talking about, right? We're talking about what are the things we can do right now. I know, but we don't control the NCAA or the Big Ten. Like, until those people put their big boy shorts on and we get some true leadership there, and then we need some leadership in Congress and politics. Okay, that'll never happen. So we're wasting our time here talking, but until that happens and we get that structure, we got to play with the structure we have. We got to play with the ball that they gave us. And so we're trying to think of, all right, we're Wisconsin. We have Wisconsin's best interest in mind. What are the things that we can do to try to make us more competitive in the current environment?
Yeah, I understand. I understand what you're trying to do. And it's not that I don't respect it.
Let me tell you something. Indiana has changed the game for everybody's expectations.
You're
also.
right.
But they got the money. So the question is, do we not have the money, or did we not reach out to the right people that have the money and convince them to put the money into NIL and to our players? I don't know that answer. I mean, it's not like the NFL where you have information about player salaries and contracts and salary cap right at your fingertips. So you're reading reports from other people and you're just kind of taking them as fact. Like, I think Wisconsin spends, half of what Ohio State spends on their players? So it's hard to be competitive. It's like baseball, like you mentioned. But do we just accept that fact and say, well, the teams that have money in the Big Ten are just going to be the better teams right now? Or do we try to do something about it? And I don't know what that answer is, right? I would like to think that Wisconsin, being the prestigious university with the number of Fortune 500 CEOs that we have, the people that love.
Really good drop.
Thank you.
Yep.
You can send a check, UW Alumni Fund, to Joe Thomas Hall of Fame beef. But
you got to sell a lot of beef, bro.
We're going to have to sell a lot of beef to be able to afford $25 million a year. But I think Big Cat is doing a good job at Barstool. Like, hey, let's rouse the base. Let's find the boosters that have the money and let's make those connections.
There's a couple people over at the UW.
So
I don't think Big Cat's doing such a good job.
Well, I know they're probably mad at him, but you know what? At least he's talking about us. And if we don't have people like that talking about Wisconsin football, who's going to talk about us?
Yeah.
We're not fun to talk about. We're boring. We're not doing anything on offense. Yeah, our defense is great. We're losing games.
Tune in 6:30
But
on Saturday.
what do we talk about? We have passion. We have pride. We're like the Browns fan base. We want to talk about our team. We want to make it. We want better. We want to fix it. So let's try to do something about it. And so maybe, Tausch, I don't have the inside knowledge that other people in the program, maybe you have. Like, have we not made the outreach we need to the boosters that can make a difference? Now, maybe we don't have a Mark Cuban, and maybe we don't have somebody who has, or a group of people that have the money that some of these other programs do. But maybe we have them. They're not public
Here's
figures.
What I would say.
So we have to find them and make those relationships
and
curate
convince them that it's worth their investments.
Exactly.
Yeah, here's what I would say. I think everybody needs to do better in all facets of all of this, because what we've done, and that goes to, whether it's, being out with more donors, doing more events, being around the state, caravan around, and get people bought in to what we're doing and having a vision of what that's going to look like. That, to me, off-season wise, needs to be, along with raising money and bringing in a lot better players, and all of the things that I'm sure you're going to hear and see. That with the keeping the high school coach, you have so many things that I think need to be improved upon.
Yeah, but you got to have something to sell. That's great, and that's what you could have done going into year one. And I'm not sure if they didn't do it. I'm just going off, again, reports and things that I hear from other people.
Sure.
that it maybe didn't happen. And the results on the field and the results in recruiting where we haven't got those
And
top
really
guys
what
in Wisconsin.
people care about is the results on the field. They don't care
Yeah,
about
that's the only
nobody
thing that
cares
matters.
how the meat gets
Nobody
made.
cares. Nobody
People
cares
care
if-
about the sizzle and man, dang, it's good.
Hey,
Well, we care about how the meat is made because it makes it moist.
Wetter the better. We heard that earlier.
That is true.
So the important thing, though, is if Fickell never made one call to a single in-state recruit, but they were undefeated right now, nobody would be saying a peep. It's the fact that we're not very good and we're trying to find answers and solutions, and we look back on what we always did and how important it is to keep the dudes that we have in state, because whether we pay $1 million for them and that's their value and somebody else pays $1 million for them, we're going to get more value out of them because they love Wisconsin football, and they're going to go further and farther for a team that they've cheered for since they were kids, and that the family cheers for, their parents and their friends and their uncles and cousins go to these games. Like, you're going to get more out of those guys. And so I think it makes sense to put more effort into those guys than other schools will. And I get it that in the NIL era, you got to back it up with money. But if it's a tie, they're going to stay home with the team that they've cheered for their whole life.
Well, we will talk to one of those prominent, wealthy alumni.
Oh, baby.
Gated community,
wait.
double homes.
Is this that guy
He's a
from
double
China?
homes guy.
No, it's Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike.
Oh, he's
Who'll
even
join
richer.
us
Yeah, he's very wealthy and super successful.
after Tausch tells us about Coors Light.
Well, who doesn't love a good Coors Light? Whether you're tailgating pregame, enjoying your experience during the game, or celebrating a big win after the game, or you just need a moment to chill, crack open that Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light, brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and it is cold packaged, so it is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company at Golden, Colorado.
Evan Cohen joins us next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
We shopped at Chalmers because my husband